This is the story of a little boy named Abraham. Abraham is 6 years old. Like many little boys in this world, he has lived a very difficult life. Having lost both his parents to war and disease, he lives with his grandmother. He's never owned a pair of shoes, and if it wasn't for his school, run by Christian missionaries, he would never be assured of having enough food. Today is a special day at the school, because today they have received the mail. It's a day the children wait for with great anticipation, hoping for a letter from their pen pals from across the globe. Little eyes light up when they are handed the precious envelopes, which give much-needed words of care and encouragement. But it is a day that has only brought sadness to Abraham. You see, Abraham's pen pal ceased writing him long ago. Miss Russell, Abraham's teacher, walks methodically through the rows of desks, pausing at each one to find the letter addressed to that student. As she pauses beside Abraham's desk, he holds back his tears, a skill which he has learned to master on mail day. But then something strange and wonderful happens. On Abraham's desk is dropped a small blue envelope. He looks up toward Miss Russell, as if to say there has been some kind of mistake, but she has already moved on to the next desk. On the envelope his name is written, in purple ink, and in the most beautiful handwriting he has ever seen. Abraham opens the envelope, if a bit timidly, and finds inside a letter on blue stationery, matching the envelope, and a message written in the same purple ink and beautiful handwriting. For the next 10 minutes he reads the letter again and again, glowing more and more after each reading. This piece of blue paper has completely changed the boy, who is now unrecognizable from the glum child who walked through the door this morning. That might have been the end of the story, had it not been for the nativity pageant that Miss Russell had planned for one of the following weeks. With newfound confidence, Abraham had been picked to play the part of one of the wise men, a speaking part. He studied his lines meticulously, but now the day of the pageant has arrived, and Abraham is beginning to feel nervous. As he sits off stage left, waiting for his cue, his eyes are wide as saucers looking at the audience of family members, including his own grandmother. Finally, he can stand it no longer. He runs frantically, crossing in front of the pageant, then into his classroom. Miss Russell begins to make her way toward the classroom to comfort the poor child, when to her surprise, he exits the classroom, runs back in front of the production, and back to his waiting place just off stage left. Within a minute, he hears his cue and heads on stage. The audience watches in amazement as Abraham delivers his lines perfectly. Only Miss Russell notices that there's been a small alteration to his costume. Protruding from his right coat pocket is a small blue piece of paper, covered in purple ink and beautiful handwriting, that the boy grabbed from his desk. It is now near midnight, and while all the children have long left the school, Miss Russell remains, having just finished her preparations for the next week. Before leaving, she opens the lower drawer of her desk and removes a blue piece of paper and a small blue envelope. On the paper, she begins to write a message in purple ink. Her handwriting is beautiful.